Scorpio, this is going to be your intuitive tarot reading and channel messages for the month of November for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. If you have Scorpio in any of these placements, this reading is for you. Let us look into it. What messages want to come through? Please only that which is in full alignment with the highest truth and the highest good. What do we need to know? What messages want to come through for Scorpio for the month of November? And the feeling that I get shuffling the deck is like having a lot of cards on my hands. Potentially having a lot of options. We have the moon, uncertainty, the shadow realm. We have two towers, and this makes me think of 9/11. We have Knight of Pentacles upright. So this has a political feel to it, kind of like global politics, global political dynamics, okay? And with the Knight of Pentacles and with this perception of having a lot of cards on your hands, potentially being faced with a decision, trying to understand how it is best to move forward. This can relate to the upcoming elections in the United States. This can relate to the global dynamics in general. This can relate to the attack on Gaza. This can relate to anything. It just has this political feel, okay? It can also relate to the psycho-spiritual war that is happening. So I feel like this message will highlight a different battle for different people, but there is this perception of the world almost like a chessboard, and then thinking, how can you play it? How can you, what kind of decisions you need to make? How do you need to respond to whatever is happening? We have the Ten of Swords upright, Ace of Cups in reverse. Again, I have this feeling that this can relate to the upcoming elections in the United States. We have Ten of Swords upright and the Ace of Cups in reverse. And this is the conversation that I have been witnessing recently. American and citizens, the citizens of the United States having that. The two-party system is, to put it lightly, outdated. Nobody wants to vote for Joe Biden. Nobody wants to vote, well, the majority, as I witness in this particular conversations, okay? Nobody wants to vote for Joe Biden. Nobody wants to vote for Trump. Nobody likes this lack of options. It doesn't feel like there are options. So there is this perception of this cycle, okay? It's enough. Like, we cannot continue like this. Ace of Cups, like, it doesn't feel like a choice anymore. Like, it's just too obvious that it's not a choice anymore. Just choosing between the lesser evil, is not exactly, doesn't exactly feel like a choice. We have Nine of Cups upright, we have Four of Swords. So there is this need to think. There is this need to think, okay, what do we need to do? What kind of decision do we need to make? And again, this can relate to something else for you, but this is the analogy, this is the story that is coming up. So you will have to, if you are not a United States citizen, and if this is not something you're thinking about, maybe it relates to something else, okay? We have Three of Pentacles in reverse. We have Two of Swords in reverse. We have Seven of Swords upright. There is this danger here of not going deep enough in your considerations. There is this danger of grasping on an option that seems like a good solution on the surface, and because this whole dilemma, this whole issue is quite complex and can be overwhelming. The natural tendency, the natural desire is to gravitate towards a fast solution, a solution that feels like a relief. But there is this danger here of not going deep enough. Not going deep enough, for example, in your research. Because what I see a lot of people suggesting, okay, let's choose a different candidate, and let's collectively try and push them and try and vote for them. And I can see people are saying, I'm researching this person, we need to agree, and so on and so forth. But there is this, again, danger of not going deep enough. Let's say there is a candidate that seems good on the surface, seems like a good option on the surface. This is something Scorpio is really good at, to go deep. This is what I feel should be done here. Not settling for something that just seems like a good option on the surface. Not falling victim to the self-serving bias. Because if you want something to be a solution, you can have this tendency of closing your eyes to the downsides of it. We have 8 of Cups upright. Also, there is this, it's highly likely that none of the options will be truly satisfying. To rebuild the system and to create a system that feels more in alignment with free will and truth and justice, okay? It's gonna take much more time. Potentially, at least a decade. This is what I feel here. So this process of awakening to the problem of the two-party system, this process of awakening to the problem that has persisted for many years, of not truly having a choice, of having to choose between, one evil and another evil, the lesser evil. What I'm witnessing is people coming to this awareness of this problem collectively. I know that some people awoke into this long before this moment, but it feels like now it is more prevalent. This awareness becomes more prevalent in the general public. This is just the beginning. True solutions are quite far away, and it is a tough puzzle to solve. It is just a tough puzzle to solve because, sometimes it's not black and white. Sometimes, more frequently than not, the problems that we are faced with are tough puzzles to solve. This is one of them. So multi-layered, so complex, so much uncertainty. But it is what it is, okay? We have 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Really, for this issue to be solved, it requires that people see the underlying satanic, negative alien agendas that have been in place for centuries, that have this tendency of pretending to be something other than what they are. They lie, they tell you what you want to hear, they present themselves as something benevolent and good, and they mix truth with lies, and it is quite difficult. Again, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, okay, in this situation. But in order for this issue to be truly solved, in order for us to align, us as a collective to align with the highest possible option, with the frequency of justice, with the frequency of truth, we gotta see the invisible system in place that is sabotaging. We gotta see the root intentions. We gotta become masters at psychoanalysis as well as discerning energetic signatures. We got to work with our own consciousness and cleanse it from discordance and sabotage and shadow. We got to root ourselves deeply into dedication to truth. Okay? And we got to persevere. It's going to take a long time. It's going to take a long time. I love to see this collective responsibility rising. I love to see, also it's important to say that the more people feel powerless, and this is what, one of the tactics that has been employed against humanity is divide and conquer. Excessive individualism separated us. And when people face limitations of their own power, they in the face of this huge system, they feel powerless. We are not powerless. That is a trap. That is believing you're powerless makes resolution, positive change impossible. So this is also a message that, and this is something that Ukrainian people have experienced because I'm Ukrainian. In the face of this war, a big portion of our society has mobilized. I believe we have it in our blood. I believe we have it in our DNA, this tendency to self-organization and autonomy, okay? Throughout our history, we had these practices, kind of cultural practices that allowed this to grow and bloom and flourish and anchor into our consciousness and subconsciousness. So a lot of people have mobilized in the face of this war because we understand very well that if I'm gonna stay aside, the likelihood of our loss is incredibly high. So what has happened is a lot of people started to share information, started to begin to volunteer, raise funds, and collectively we have experienced this time and time again in these past 2 years, how when we all participate, we are able to collect big sums of money. We are able to buy things, we're able to create things, we're able to empower projects that are ultimately beneficial for us. We are able to play an active role in what is happening. There was this experience of directly witnessing how your involvement leads to positive change. This is a healing experience. This is a healing experience because the collective humanity has experienced a state of powerlessness for far too long. Somebody's less than others, but still, there is this subconscious or unconscious feeling of powerlessness, okay, that a lot of people hold. So what I'm trying to say with this is that one of the best things that you can do is empower yourself and empower others to see, recognize, and own your agency. You're not powerless. And this will have an exponential kind of growth effect. The more people feel this way, the more people speak about this, the more people exercise this, the more it's gonna involve others, okay? Page of Wands upright, Knight of Swords upright. It's time for a collective, it's always time for change, but I feel like a big wave is upon us and we gotta surf it. We gotta surf it, okay? Two of Cups. It's up to you. It's up to you if you choose to take an active stance, play an active role in what is happening. Nobody can do it for you. And it is what it is. I strongly encourage you to exercise your power, okay? For the greater good, because that's the only way we as humanity can face the issues that we are facing and actually evolve rather than devolve is to dedicate ourselves to the collective good, not to the individual good, because that only creates zero-sum games, nothing else. Cycles of revenge and hatred and all of that, okay? So, dear Scorpio, this is what I have for you for the month of November. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing if you like this video. I also offer personal readings. If you want to get one, you can find a link in my About section on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I wish you all the very best. Have a beautiful month, and I'll talk to you soon again.